Welcome to the Bet Shemesh Educational Center. When you're in Israel, we invite you to visit and meet our students and staff. When you walk down the stairs and say hello to some of the boys in Hebrew or English, you'll quickly get the full picture. But until then, let's take a short virtual tour of this very unique residential school. In 1986, Rabbi Dr. David Portovitz, chairman and co-founder of the Jaffa Institute, realized that some of the children in Jaffa would do better in high school if they could spend these crucial years away from home in a residential setting. The city of Bet Shemesh offered one rundown school building, this is the building after 2 rounds of improvements, and an empty hill. Today, thanks to the most generous help of many caring people and families, the students enjoy going to school in a modern, fully equipped campus. Today, there are 2 separate tracks of studies that coexist on the same campus. Kiriyat Chinuch was the original school at the educational center. The students are from Bet Shemesh, the Moshavim in the area, and from many other cities in Israel. Most of these students are referred to us by their local social workers. Due to poverty and difficult family issues, and plenty of negative influences in their neighborhoods, most of them would not graduate high school if they remained at home. Yoav and his brother, who come from the Negev, were once students here. Yoav, the oldest of 5 in his family, was in 9th grade when he came to us. Their father was an alcoholic and their mother was emotionally disturbed. We offered Yoav to stay for Shabbat. He declined the offer, replying that he had to buy food for Shabbat for his family and take his younger sister to the doctor. God didn't plan for a 15-year-old boy to be the father of 5. At one point, Yoav got involved in drugs and dropped out of school. Fortunately, our social worker convinced him to come back to school. It took quite a while for him to get back on track, but eventually he graduated at the top of his class, went on to spend 4 years in yeshiva, and got married to a fine young woman. Many of the students in the Kiriyat Chinuch track have learning disabilities. If they were in a class of 39 students, the maximum is supported by the Ministry of Education, they would learn almost nothing. It's tough on our budget, but we make sure that the classes are no bigger than 20 boys, and in many cases, even much smaller. They have a full schedule of religious and secular studies. Most of the boys come to us at least 3 years behind in their education. The teachers and dorm counselors give them individualized attention and a shoulder to lean on. As a result of the personal attention, 80% of the students graduate high school well above the national average. We encourage the boys to spend a year or 2 in a program combining yeshiva studies with preparation for the army. Some attend programs that combine technical and religious studies. 90% of the graduates serve in the Israeli army. Our second track, which was started 6 years ago, is called Mishkanotecha Yisrael, a program for boys who have dropped out of the Haredi educational system. Their parents have not been able to convey their strict adherence of halacha to their children, but insisted that they stay in a Haredi school through grade 8. It became very clear that these boys were not cut out to continue to the next level of studies in Yeshiva Ktana. The boys were much more likely to be found smoking and drinking on the streets than in the Beit Midrash. Their parents, teachers, and rabbis had no solution for them. When you come visit us and spend 1 minute with these students, you will immediately understand exactly where they are holding. I would say that at the Mincha, afternoon prayers, half of the boys are praying and the other half are engaged in various types of wrestling matches. The Mishkanotecha program begins at 9th grade and goes through 12th grade, ages 15 through 19. Today we have 140 students in this track. While their level of religious studies is reasonable, they have a lot of work to make up in English and math. Our goal for them is to move up to a level where they can graduate high school. We established a program in electricity and electronics for those who are weaker in scholastic studies. To date, we have had 2 graduating classes from the Mishkanotecha program. 57% of the graduates this past year passed the Bagrut. This is quite an accomplishment considering that all of them were far from a 9th grade level in secular studies when they arrived. After Sukkot, I asked one of our students, how were the Chagim? He told me, it's always bad to be at home. I couldn't wait to come back to school. He looked completely wiped out. He didn't give me any further explanation. He saved that for the social worker. A week later, he looked like a different person. Today, we have 260 students at the Bet Shemesh Educational Center. Each boy has his own strengths, weaknesses, and his own individual emotional needs. With a highly educated and dedicated staff of teachers, dorm counselors, social workers, psychologists, and also a full kitchen staff, feeding teenage boys 3 full meals each day is no easy matter. We have created a supportive and encouraging environment for these students. We thank you for making the Bet Shemesh Educational Center a reality.